everybody. Today we're going to learn all about the matzah you find on your Seder table. On my Seder table today, I have circle matzah and I have square matzah. At our Seder table at night, we have circle matzah. This circle matzah is called shmor matzah. What's shmor matzah and what does that mean? Shmor matzah means that it was watched from the second the rabbi planted the seed, the tiny little seed, you can't even see it so well, the tiny little seed, until every single step, until the last step when it comes out of the oven and it's ready to eat. That is called shmor matzah, when a rabbi watches it. And the whole process has to take 18 minutes. If it takes more than 18 minutes, oh no, it turns into chametz, and we can't eat chametz on Pesach, so we have to be really careful. In order to be so careful, the rabbi uses a timer, a big timer, so that they know how many more minutes are left when they make the matzah. So let's begin, and let's learn how we make matzah. Well, first, we go all the way to the country, into the big farmlands. And the rabbi meets the farmer, and together they plant the tiny kernel seed. I could barely even pick it up. It's so tiny. The tiny little seed. They plant the seed, and they water it every single day. Then, once the seed grows into a tall wheat stalk that looks just like this, but even taller, the rabbi comes to inspect the wheat stalk and sees, is it time to cut the wheat? And if it's time to cut it, the rabbi will tell the farmer, it's time to cut the wheat. And the farmer's gonna come out with a big machine, a big truck, and he's gonna come and cut down all the wheat stalks in the field. Once all the wheat is cut, now the wheat stalk will look like this. Tiny little seeds. Tiny little seeds like this. Then they blow out off the outer shell, and then the seeds are ready. They're ready to get shipped to the flour mill. The flour mill is a big building where they take all the wheat kernels and they put it in big machines and they grind it, and mash it until it looks like this, white fluffy flour, just like the flour Mommy uses when she makes challah for Shabbos. Now, once the flour looks like this, it's ready to be sent to the Matzah bakery. And at the Matzah bakery, when you go there, everybody first has to wash their hands. Make sure it's super, super clean, because we don't want any chametz. Then you put on a special hat to cover your hair. And there are different stations. The first station at the Matzah bakery is that there's a table, a booth, and there's a rabbi sitting in the middle. On one side is the water boy, and on the other side is the flour boy. And the rabbi's gonna call out, Kemach, flour, and the flour boy's gonna quickly pour in his flour. And then the rabbi's gonna say, Mayim, water, and the water boy's gonna quickly pour in his water. The rabbi's going to knead. Knead means to mix. He's going to mix the dough until it forms a ball, just like this. Once the dough looks like this, it's ready to be passed to the next station. At the next station, there's going to be a long table filled with people ready to roll out the dough. When they get the big ball like this, they're going to quickly divide it up into small little balls. Each person is going to get a ball. They're going to take a rolling pin and roll the matzah back and forth just like this. Make a matzah flat, flat, flat. Do not make it fat, fat, fat. Make a matzah just like that. Make a matzah flat, flat, flat. The matzah's nice and flat. Then they take this special tool that looks a little bit silly, that has lots of pricklies. They're gonna take this and they're gonna go back and forth on one side and back and forth on the other side. Now there's holes all over. There's going to be a man walking around with a long pole just like this. And his job is to collect all the matzah that are ready to go in the oven. Now, this matzah is not going into a regular oven like we have in our house. It's going into a super, super hot oven that's made out of stone. And there's a rabbi there waiting to place the matzah into the oven. This matzah is going to bake so fast because the oven is super duper hot. After a few seconds, it's going to come out of the oven looking just like this, flat and crunchy, ready to eat. This is the matzah that they're now going to put in boxes and send to the stores for us to buy for Pesach. This is the matzah that we have at our Seder table. It's called Shmor Matzah, and this is the matzah that we eat. I hope you enjoyed.